watch out for people who let victories go to their head. Listen, if God gives you a victory, just thank God for it. We've been going through the book of Joshua. There's no doubt who gets credit for all those victories. God got credit for all those victories. Yes, Joshua had a pretty good plan in the one where they attacked the city, then they pretended they were retreating, and then they sent another group in. That's a pretty good battle plan. But you know what? The Bible had already proved, God had already proved that their successes and their victories were all because of Him. God had already proved that. And anybody can go through the book of Joshua and thinks that he gets credit for any of the victories. They're reading a different book of Joshua, because there's no doubt God got all the glory. And you know what's happening in a lot of places? People are going there looking at what's going on in churches, and they're giving the preacher all the glory. They're giving somebody all the glory that doesn't deserve it. No, it's God that deserves the glory in these things. And you know what? It's dangerous when God gives you victories, when God does great things, and then you let it go to your head. And you get arrogant about it. At the same time, that is the worst thing you could possibly do, is to get arrogant about it. I think God would be furious at me if I talked to some other church that just hit their 10th anniversary, and then I started comparing myself and thinking, man, there must be something wrong with them because they're not where we're at. I mean, God's going to slap me upside the head, because you know what? It's God that blessed. It's God that got us where we're at, and we don't want to ever forget that. And you're a fool to get lifted up with pride because God's accomplished a few things. You're a fool if you go and you get some people saved and then you start giving yourself the credit for it because I'm a really good soul winner. No, you better hope that it was the Holy Spirit that helped you do that, because if the Holy Spirit's not involved and you're preaching the gospel, nobody's going to get saved, folks. You don't get them saved by yourself. It's through the work of the Holy Spirit, and you better just stay humble. And if you stay humble, you know what? The Holy Spirit will probably keep using you. But boy, as soon as you get lifted up with pride, you're on your own. God's working against you at that point, and that is a very foolish thing to do, is to just take God's credit.